Hello students, so today we are going to discuss the chapter acid, bases and salts and their pH. So as we have said in our last class that today first we are going to discuss about the types of acids or rather classification of acids. I think that more or less you have already learned about classification of acids in your class 8 curriculum, but still this just consider this session as a something like a recapitulation session, okay, in which we are just going to briefly discuss about their classifications and example for each type. So first we are going to learn the classification of acids depending upon sources. You can see that the acids are mainly derived from either some kind of minerals or living beings. Okay, if the acids are derived from minerals or prepared from minerals, they are called inorganic acids. Examples, all of you are well aware of the examples for inorganic acids like hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. For your information, this sulfuric acid has got wide range of its applicability in chemical industry, so that's why sulfuric acid is also known as king of chemicals. Okay, so that is important for your GK also, and as well as this may come as your MCQ question also. Okay, acha. So we have seen that if the acids are derived from minerals, then they are called inorganic acids, but if they are derived from living beings like plants or animals, then they are called organic acids. Okay, so let us learn about the examples of it. You know that formic acid is present in the red ants. Okay, so formic acid is an example of organic acid. Acetic acid, if you taste the vinegar that you use for cooking, if you just taste it, if you take a taste of it, then you will find that it is slightly sour, right? So why is it so? Because acetic acid is present in that vinegar. Okay, there are some other examples like malic acid. Malic acid you can get from apple. Okay, tartaric acid, which is obtained from tamarind. Okay, citric acid, which is obtained from citrus fruits like lemons. Okay, and so on, etc. So you can see that some of these acids have got very simple chemical formula, but some of them have got very difficult, very complicated formula to remember. Okay, so just remember the names only. The formulas as of now are not required. Okay, now this was the classification of acids depending upon their sources. But if we classify acids depending upon their dissociation, then we shall get two types of two variations: strong acid, weak acid. Okay, I think that you have gradually started to remember what you have learned in your class 8 curriculum. There you have seen that some acids in their aqueous solutions mostly dissociate and results in generating a lot of hydrogen or hydroxonium ion. Remember, H3O plus ions. So the acid from which you get a lot of H3O plus ions, mostly all the molecules of the acids breaks and form this H3O plus ions. They are called strong acids, and if they produce very less amount of H3O plus ions, then in that case they are called weak acids. Okay, mostly all the mineral acids those you have learned over here are examples of strong acids. So we can write HCl, H2SO4, etc. Most of the organic acids are the examples of weak acids like acetic acid, CH3COOH, formic acid, etc. Okay, so that is there. Acha, carbonic acid is also a weak acid. So just go through your book properly. There you will find the examples of each type, I hope. Okay, acha, that is there. We can classify the acids depending upon their composition also. Okay, you can see there are actually two types of acids we considered: hydroacid and oxyacid. There are many examples of hydroacid like hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid, okay, hydroiodic acid, etc. All of them contains hydrogen only, but in case of oxyacids they will contain oxygen also. Okay, hydrogen, they will have to contain hydrogen, otherwise they will not be considered as acids at all, because you have seen in your last class that the compound must necessarily contain hydrogen so that they can produce hydroxonium ion in their aqueous solution, otherwise they will not be considered as acids. So examples of oxyacids are like nitric acid, sulfuric acid, acetic acid, and so on. Okay, carbonic acid is also an example. So that is there. We can classify acids depending upon their basicity also. You probably remember this. Basicity can be calculated by observing the number of hydrogen atoms present in them. So there are many examples like monobasic acid. Examples will be like hydrochloric acid, okay, hydrobromic acid, acetic acid, etc. So here you can see that there is only one hydrogen atom, so therefore this is an example of monobasic acid. For hydrobromic acid, it has only one hydrogen, replaceable hydrogen, so therefore it will be a monobasic acid. For acetic acid, this hydrogen is replaceable, not this one. This H3 is not replaceable, so therefore we are not considering it. Just look at this hydrogen is replaceable, so therefore there is only one hydrogen atom which is replaceable, so therefore these are the examples of monobasic acids. There are certain dibasic acids also, like sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid, okay, oxalic acid has a formula like this, COOH, okay, so etc. So these are the examples of dibasic acid. There are some tribasic acids also, like phosphoric acid, H3PO4, and there are some tetrabasic acid also like silicic acid and etc. So that's all. In our next video we shall learn about the definition of acid in a little bit more detail, and something about alkali and indicators and so on. That's all for this video. Thank you.